pilot and squadron leader and co-founder of Restore Liberty. Colonel, thank you for taking time. Do you agree that we have a window of opportunity? And if so, what should we be doing?
Hey, thanks for having me on tonight. And yeah, I do agree that there is a window of opportunity here, but that's generated by the fact that the Russians have stopped what they're doing in Kyiv and to the north and are moving to the east. Anytime one side takes a pause and makes a major change, that provides opportunity for the other side to do the same thing. And the best thing you can do during that time is to focus on your soldiers themselves as far as their health and their well-being, as well as your logistics set up and making sure that they are well supplied and ready to do whatever is necessary while you're considering what moves to make on the ground in the east in this case, whether it be trenches or what are you going to do to establish a defense. And what was also interesting was as Russia left the north, they left a lot of stuff behind. So you can see that there was a very hurried and disorganized withdrawal, which is a story all of itself.
And Colonel, you're talking about the Russian withdrawal. You can look at the map that we've got here. You can see that they've pulled out. They're going to refit in Belarus, and then they're going to refit over in Belgorod, which is about 80 miles east of Kharkiv, which is the second largest city in Ukraine. But more importantly, it's really at the northern tip of the eastern Donbass region where we expect the fighting to start. As a helicopter pilot yourself, we saw what appeared to be a daring flight into Belgorod to bomb a fuel depot. We know that javelins will be on the ground here in 4 to 6 days, but should we be giving more weapons to Ukraine in this window of opportunity?
Well, that is certainly one of the options that we have, and one of the challenges we've seen is that there's a lot of bureaucratic red tape in getting those systems into the country in the first place and into the hands of those who would use it. And then the harder question also needs to be asked, are we giving them the full systems that they need to employ them? With Stingers, for example, if you're going to give an air defense system like that to the Ukrainians, are you giving them the batteries and the different parts and pieces and the training that go with it, or are you just handing them a piece of equipment and saying, good luck? We need to take advantage of this time because you're talking about moving a large amount of Russian forces over an amount of space that would cover about half of Texas. That's no small thing. And so you've got a little bit of time to not only supply, but to train.
And Colonel, we heard from Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby yesterday that Russia has failed on literally all of their initial objectives. Now, obviously, they're trying to change that and come back. Should we be fearing what's coming next?
I don't think we need to fear what is coming next because outside of a significant change in their tactics at the national strategic level with cyberspace or nuclear, what they're going to do is more of the same, but generally in a different location. And them moving to the east and trying to seal off the eastern Donbass region and the Crimean land bridge at this point is no surprise. And with that anticipation, you can create some pretty good options, I should say, for what you're going to do on the defense, and maybe even start planning on what you're going to do if your desire is to push them further away from you.
And Colonel, you may have heard from our reporting tonight, the situation in Mariupol, that southern seaport city, has been absolutely shut off to the world. It looks to be a very grim situation there now. What can be done, because you mentioned the land bridge, what do you think can be done to help them in Mariupol in terms of aid from the West, or is that really just a matter of time before the Ukrainians lose that?
Well, I think it seems right now that it is largely lost already in many ways, but the only thing you can really truly do is to push the Russians out and retake that property for yourself. I don't see another way to do that other than to remove them.
Lieutenant Colonel Darin Gaub, great insight, sir. Thank you for taking time tonight. Trace, back to you.
Yeah, great stuff. Griff, thank you.